us as trade unions specifically, one key work stream within the response measures agenda is the issue around just transition of the workforce and workers. And for us, this is very important to ensure that in the transition to a low carbon economy, workers, communities, and their livelihoods are not affected. So how do we ensure that workers are protected or workers do not face the brunt of climate impacts? How do we ensure that communities, vulnerable communities, do not have to bear the brunt of climate impacts? How do we ensure that livelihoods are protected? And so within the response measures, the whole question about just transition for us as Labour is really crucial. And we're really hoping that this would be a prominent feature in the decisions and the outcomes of this COP, that response measures would take or would give prominence to just transition in its next work stream or on the agenda that's going to be set for the coming years. For us, this is really what we're pushing for as Labour, and we're looking forward to positive outcomes. But apart from the $100 billion that has to be mobilized by 2020, which countries still have to pledge, or which countries still have to renew their commitments, there's still a lot of different ways that I think funds can be mobilized, and which we need to sort of explore a bit more. So how do we increase countries' access to the Green Climate Fund, for instance? We know that the Green Climate Fund also is supposed to support vulnerable countries in the implementation of their NDCs, in the implementation of in achieving or reaching their mitigation targets. However, there's the question and there's the problem where a lot of countries are having a lot of challenges and difficulties accessing the Green Climate Fund. I think if we are able to reach modalities that are a bit less rigid, and we're able to make things a bit more easy for countries to be able to access these funds, that would also go a long way in substituting or actually complementing the $100 billion if we're able to really get this going. I think these are different ways that we can sort of try to meet the finance challenge that we've been talking about. But to say that it is so important for industrialized countries to meet their commitments, because this is essentially the core of what would drive the mitigation work that is so much needed in climate action. And we hope that this COP would be able to reach some great outcomes, come up with some great outcomes that would be to the benefit of everyone as we move towards 2020, where we will need to review our climate, our NDCs in different parts of the world.